I can't believe I'm about to ask this. But are gaming babes sexy?
Bruh.
And no, I'm not talking about these. Nah, I'm talking about, yeah, there we go. Yeah, they're sexy, all right. Hey, yo, guys, am I weird for thinking that? I don't think so, because I know there's a lot of us out there that do think that gaming babes are sexy. But I know that a lot of people might not want to admit to it because why? Is it weird? I mean, everyone remembers that first game where we experienced our first gaming lady babe. And I'm gonna say lady babe because I have like an eye roll friend that says that, and I find it hilarious whenever he says it. Like, come on, tell me that the first time you saw Lara Croft, that didn't do anything to you with them pointy bitties, and let's not forget Tifa. Or maybe you weren't a PlayStation kid and you only had a Nintendo 64, so you remember that first time you got that letter from Princess Peach to come over and have some cake? Yeah, some cake, right? I mean, you seen her in Smash Bros. And she'd be throwing that back. Unless you're a lot younger and you're a part of this Generation Z. I'm actually not even sure what generation we're on. I guess, you know, I don't really keep up with those kind of things. But you guys got born into the best generation because there's no more imagination. You don't have to worry of these 8-bit or 16-bit graphics and you can be like, oh yeah, she look real, she look really good. Now you just got everything right in front of you. Unless you like Minecraft stuff and no man, no. I'm not gonna touch that. Y'all are so lucky because when gaming made the jump to 3D, that's when it got dangerous. Not to say that 2D babes don't exist, because I mean, waifus exist, but that's a whole different art style, but more on that later. But I'm talking about the 8-bit kind, and those are a little bit more tough to imagine a whole life with kids with. Unless you got that really detailed 8-bit screen of a girl, but most of the time the in-game assets were just a little bit less detailed. But when 16-bit hit though, woo, things got a lot spicier with that jump. All these character designs started to resemble more human shapes. I know that sounds kind of weird, but seeing Samus in 8-bit was cute, but seeing Samus in 16-bit, good heavens. Like, look at this. This is a 16-bit game, but what's her name again? Her name's Mai. Oh. And then don't get me started with Chun-Li and Cammy. I just want to be destroyed by those thighs, man. And don't even get me started with Morgan. That just awakened something in me. And after looking it up, I guess she's not 16-bit era, but I mean, god damn it, it's still a sprite and I love it. The 6-bit era is one of the best because of its art style. It's so memorable, it's so good, and it has beat the test of time because it still looks good, and a lot of people like to do D-makes. And a lot of those D-makes, I know there's just fan art, look really good, and I wish they were real. But the jump to 3D just changed everything because it just felt a bit more real. And I mean, yeah, the first jump to 3D was a little awkward and rough around the edges, but it was the first generation to do so, but that's the first time we got to see some 3D biddies. Whew. Us men just reverted back to apes once we got to see them ho-hos, and it was powerful in that era because back then we had a lot more imagination to go off of. Not like a couple years later where it was, you know, you don't need imagination. It's all there. It's all there ready to see. And now we had more mature and sophisticated ladies now. I was scared shitless in Resident Evil 2, but seeing Claire and Ada, it made the sold underwear more bearable, man, I'll tell you. And like I said, we also had Lara Croft and Tifa with biddies so sharp, if we would stare any longer, our eyes would literally get impaled by the polygons. And if the more realistic lady bodies weren't enough, technology advancements may be the greatest feat to man or also our downfall or our biggest savior, whichever way you like to look at it. Because we got jiggle physics. Fighting games would once again carry our most degenerate desires, once again being the frontier of pushing sexy in video games. God bless them. We did have our ugly faces during the 5th and 6th generation, but some games would still shine, and even the unlikeliest of games too. I don't know why I'm gonna bring it up, but there was this 007 game where you had a mission to take pictures for investigation purposes. I forgot what the reason was. Let's just say that the pictures that I took went into a very confidential folder that will never meet the eyes of the public because I was a bad boy. I just wanted to see what the game would say, I promise. I just wanted to see what the game would say if I took those pictures, I'm sorry. And then games kept getting riskier and riskier as the generations evolved. Lara Croft went from being pointy to just a straight up model, and then we got the Dead or Alive beach games.
Oh yeah.
Oh god, I also remember the WWE games that had those panties and bra matches. Oh, that was too much power when you're young, man. How was I supposed to ignore that mode? I can remember it so clearly, just having that on my TV in my bedroom while I kept an eye also on the door, and the room was dead quiet because the TV was obviously mute so you can hear any footsteps coming in. Ah man, I'm sounding like a real degenerate, but I know I'm not alone out here, so please like this video because us degenerates gotta stick together. Oh god. And don't be shy to subscribe. I want to see how many degenerates are there. And as technology and video games advanced, so did the level of gaming babe sexiness was also heightened exponentially. And as more lewd content and genres came to be accepted, the more spicier the games would get. Like it's 2021 and one of Nintendo's IP is now Bayonetta. She is the headliner for a Nintendo Direct moving around like this. Is this even Nintendo anymore? I seriously can't get over the fact that that was a thing and it was actually what inspired this video, and you can see how long this video actually took to come out, and I should be more on my A game. But I guess Nintendo has never been above having sexy girls in their lineup because they got Samus, they also got Peach, they got the Fire Emblem babes, they got Xeno 2 Harem, and I'm gonna get to the game waifus, just you wait. But none of these are out there like Bayonetta. But if it wasn't for Bayonetta, Nintendo has seriously stepped up their games in the lady department. Cause I mean, come on, look what Nintendo of France is tweeting out. You little perverts, you know, we're not alone out here, even the company's doing it. And now video games aren't even just making girls from scratch anymore, they're using models to make the in-game assets, like Quiet from Metal Gear Solid 5, they got the new Lara Croft, and I'm sure there's a lot more, but I could only find a bunch of dudes, but that's for another video. Okay, I might not make that video, but they got Norman Reedus for Death Stranding, and it can't get sexier than that, come on. So nowadays, these gaming characters are not just characters, they are real. But that also means don't be weird about it if you see them. Just be normal. They're people, alright? But even if they're not based off a model, a lot of characters now look very lifelike. Like characters from yesteryears from previous generations that have gotten new upgrades thanks to the new generation. Like you remember the first time you laid eyes on them and they caught your eye, but now you get to see them in this new generation and they just take your breath away like, oh my god, Claire. She can even cosplay for you. I wanna know what love is. I want you to show me. Seriously, games have never looked better and developers are in their bag. They know what they're doing. And I know it's controversial to bring up Blizzard because of all that trash they've been doing. But Overwatch though, did we really pick any of those characters because they were competitively viable? Or because they were just insanely hot? And please don't bring up the hub abs. Please don't, we're trying to keep this as civil as possible. And now yes, finally, the waifus. They have transcended from manga and anime and have infiltrated our video games. We've got our anime style video games or the rampage of gacha games, where we got our cute anime girls and just wet dreams. There's nothing wrong about spending hours nurturing an in-game relationship because I've done that with a very beautiful doctor, but then you get really sucked into it because then in comes the teacher that comes out of nowhere and makes you question the route that you picked, and then there's Anne who's been loyal from the start, and not to mention that you're afraid to hurt any feelings, so you have to just choose one. And you know what, this is all healthy and well, so don't judge me and don't question it. I know that weebs and otaku get a bad rep for liking cute anime girls, but I don't think there's anything wrong with that. The only time you should be worried is when they're getting into gacha games, because that's when it could get really dangerous. Your video game waifus do not come easy here. It takes real life monies to get your waifu on your squad. It's so crazy. Before NFTs, we had Gacha King JPEG gambling. I get wanting to catch all the cute anime girls, but I don't know about spending thousands of dollars. Like bro, I've never got it. It's just a picture. You can just go on the computer, right click and save as. I guess it's not like actually earning it, but I don't feel like spending that much money on a picture when I could just buy an anime figure. I need more of those. Okay, I don't need it, but I want it, but the Lord knows I don't need anything more to get addicted to. And I don't want to sound like a weirdo that only preys on women, because also the men in gaming have also gotten quite sexy. I mean, this is the peak physique of a man right here. And I mean, I'm man enough to say it that this isn't Big Boss. This is Big Daddy. I mean, even Norman Reedus, like I said earlier, is a video game character now. And how do we compete with that? Not to forget that PewDiePie is technically a video game character now. And he's a good looking guy, but I guess you could say that the real deal is better in this occasion. And some characters, you don't even know what they actually look like, and you just know they're hot because of how badass they are. You can't tell me that Master Chief ain't sexy under all that armor. And not to mention how cool their voices are too. These dudes ain't only sexy, but they sound sexy too. So you see, we all get to fantasize about our favorite gaming characters. I don't know what I was trying to accomplish with this video, if it was just an appreciation post or you guys think I'm kind of weird now, but I just think that it's not wrong to think that sexy gaming babes are sexy. And it's the developers' fault anyways. They know what they're doing. They make these characters. I mean, even the social managers can't deny it. I guess you can question if I took it too far, and nah. But let me know in the comments who your favorite characters are. Let me know, because I know I probably missed out on a bunch, so let me know who I forgot to mention. And if you made it this far into the video, please do like the video, because that'll help me out a lot. And while you're at it, don't forget to subscribe if you're also Degenerate Nation, so rise up, and I hope to catch you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching, I appreciate you. Please don't judge me after watching this.